to, I guess, the best practical chances to take here, but not really.
Yeah,
it's just completely lost. Nothing to be done. So we'll have a result here quite soon. Any developments? Looks like Helgi Gretarsson took on e5 in the position we had earlier. Rook c2, queen takes b5. White doubled the rooks, rook after c1. Queen b3 was played, king f2, protecting the bishop on e3. And yeah, well, of course the computer likes black here because he's off a pawn, but I mean black is passive, but I mean if you can consolidate and unravel somehow, you have a winning advantage. But having said that, you know, still some practical problems to get over, and Helgi has 6 minutes left, which is a practical problem. So that's back to move. Wants to take.
Já, þá getur hann ekki drepið á hása.
And here. And we can't take because, yeah, we're given is 3. That's definitely an option. Hannes Shervar. Let's get a few more moves there in this critical game for the tournament. 27, rook c4. We have plenty of moves. Black took on d6. C takes, rook a to c1. Rook b to d8. King f2, g5, trying to reduce the pawns. So when you down pawns, you want to have as few pawns as possible remaining on the board. Rook takes d4, rook takes d4, rook takes d4, knight c4, and king b8 on pinning this knight. White to move here. So white is, well, only up a pawn, but a very healthy pawn. Yeah, everything is protected. This knight on c4 is quite strong. And black has some weak pawns to worry about. So all in all, looks like a winning advantage for white. And Hannes Stefansson is very good in these type of technical positions. Not likely to make any mistakes or not to convert this. So looks like Hannes might take a lead here in this tournament. But as of now, looks like Henrik will follow him. Bragi is thinking, if we go back to that position. Port 4, yeah. Seems to be still thinking, resigning himself to the fate that he's going to lose at least a piece here, or the queen for 2 pieces. Which is, yeah, just a lost position, nothing to be done. So a very unfortunate blunder here by Bragi. Looks like he played a move here last minute, but this allows almost a mate here. Played rook f8. And the computer says plus 19 here after knight g6 check. Let's see what's going on there. Pawn takes, queen takes f8, king h7. Well, we can take on d8 and we're up a whole rook. Yeah. Yeah, actually he played rook f8 and just resigned. Or his flag might have fallen even, but yeah, a very unfortunate blunder by Bragi, who was having a solid tournament so far, but This puts his title chances on hold for now. But Henrik, despite a slow start, I mean he misplayed 2 positions with white in the early rounds where he was winning. He made 2 draws, so I thought that would cost him, but 2 straight wins, so now he might be moving into contention.
Yeah.
We have King E3 here in Hannes and Heroes game. G takes F4, G takes F4, Rook D8,
Já, við erum bara annað peð.
and Bishop takes C6. Bishop takes C6 has been played. 95.
Nú erum við að skáka síðan.
Yeah. Most likely going for the rook ending here. Knight C6. Bishop takes, rook takes. And 2 pawns attacked. We can't protect them both. And there's no way to get an active rook here somehow. So this just looks completely lost. We might have a resignation here soon as well. And meanwhile, the other boards look a bit quiet, to be honest. Yeah, 95, and Hjörvar has already resigned in this position here, 95. Yeah. I'm gonna take a quick break just to see the mood of the players, and then we'll come back.
Finnst þið út hana?
Nei.
konservatífur.
Nákvæmlega. Já.
Ekki sleppa að skrifa mig.
Krakka mínir, skrifa leikina. Já, we are back. And 3 results already, 2 of them decisive. And well, we focused a lot on this last game here, Stefansson against Gretarsson. Had a quick word with Hannes, and yeah, they agreed. Talked to Theodore also, they agreed that B4 might have B4 might not have been the best move. Black should have castled, and also asked Hannes about knight g5, which he claimed was yeah, something came up with over the board. Original. And yeah, good game by Hannes, and takes the lead. And yeah, as we saw, Henrik is following him after the horrible blunder by terrible blunder by Bragi Þorfinnsson. And finally, we have a draw between Guðmundur Gíslason and Helgi Gretarsson. We had king f2, we had d takes e4, f takes e4, king h7, knight f3. Oh, they repeat the moves. King h8, knight e5, king h7, knight f3, king h8, knight e5. So yeah, but still okay. Knight e5 was move 30, so I guess black. Well, probably he demanded the draw because of the three-fold repetition, which is coming next move. Or they agreed. It doesn't matter. It's a three-fold repetition. So a draw, and that means that our other 2 remaining games are rather dry, to say the least. So we might have to go for the challengers to find some interesting games. Quick look though at some moves here. Actually, he took with a knight here. Let's go back. I thought he would take with a king for sure, but he took with a knight on f1. Did not understand. Well, because it looks natural to put the knight on d5, so I don't really get why he didn't do that. Bishop f8. I mean, no, knight d5. You can improve the king later. Knight d2. Okay, so he wants to maybe maneuver it to some other square. Knight d8, king f3, king f7. Yeah, most likely he wanted to go to b3, and that's why black is maneuvering the knight to b8, so he can go to c6. So now he retreats. He goes back. King e6, g4, and pawn takes, and king takes. And bishop h6 for black. Yeah, white might regret not having put the bishop, the knight on a good square immediately. Because okay, now the bishop is dominating the knight a little bit, so you have to maneuver it like knight g3, and then yeah, okay, knight g3 has been played, so this is the position. Maybe he wants to go to e2 and c3, but black can always play bishop d2 once we go to e2. But okay, there's also the option of after knight c3, maybe bishop f4. Well, it's always a bit tricky. Let's here h5. Now we can also go to f5. But black has to be careful because we have 2 knights attacking d6. Yeah, so slightly better endgame for white. So the only question is if we can convert it. This is Kjartansson. Meanwhile, Einar Hjalti against Héðinn is just looking completely drawish. 32 Queen C2 was played. They actually just reached the time control. Queen B8, F4, HG, HG. Yeah, not much happened in this game to swing the balance either way. Queen B7, King F8, King F2, Queen G7, and now White took. Bishop D1. Yeah, the thing with Einar Hjalti, nobody's gonna have an easy game against him. He's well prepared, and I think he might be one of the toughest 23-50 guys you might face around. Well, at least here in Iceland, and perhaps further. Bishop D1, not know what's going on, I have a feeling. Well, if Héðinn wants to have a chance to win the tournament, he has to win this game, but hard to imagine how you can make any progress here with black. So there's actually an interesting game going on right now in the candidate section of the tournament, and that's
Sig Fusion.
Sig Fusion, huh?
Nej, det är med Kolta.
He's losing against Magnus Payson. He's completely losing. We might have a quick look at that one as well.
Skulle vi kunna...
First we're going to look at Lenka touching call with white against Oliver Jónsson,
-4.
which looks
What?
completely crushing for black. Let's have a look.
Af hverju þetta?
Knight C3, D5. He wants to play the Slav. White goes for the exchange variation. But then the highly interesting move here, E5, gambling a pawn. After D takes E5, we played D4. Queen A4 check, Knight to C6. Knight into E4. No, Bishop F5. So black is sacrificing the bishop pair here, but on the other hand he has a really quick development. After Queen takes D6, White still has to solve the problem of this bishop, how to get it out. She starts with Knight, Knight F3, Knight F6. And now the problem with E3 is that black goes D3. And how do you solve development here? She tried Knight D4, black castled queenside, and now it turns out that Knight takes F5 is met with D2, which you can't take because maiden 1 and king here, then we're gonna queen, which is also made after this, so it only remains king D1.
It's also
but it also looks like mate.
Yeah.
Well, in some moves here, it must be made. It must be made eventually, or winning the queen. I mean, we can, yeah. Okay, if nothing else, we can win a piece, but there's something better here. Yeah, he's taking A1 also, yeah. So long castle is a strong move, queen c4. So white just didn't get around developing her pieces in this game, and black just is playing powerful moves, rook h2, e8, and now king d1. And this looks devastating, and looks like the move knight e4 might be decisive here if he finds it. Yeah. So this looks like a powerful, nice game by Oliver Aron. It's an interesting way to get to complicate if your opponent is trying to play the exchange Slav. 13 minutes left for Lenka after 14 moves, and Oliver has half an hour left. Yeah, the games and the challengers they start half an hour. No, 1 hour. I mean, 1 hour after the Masters, so we're slightly behind in these games. 94 just completely crushing. It seems like, well, almost any move is giving black a big edge here. So this is the current position after King D1, black to move. Also on board
Já, það
one.
leikur bara DS7 eftir rittari til því.
Queen, ha.
Þessi rittari 1-4, dregur á F5, og bara það DS7.
Yeah, if knight takes e4, knight takes f5. King d7.
Áhuga.
Interesting.
Það er kannski tvöðvöld að sjá það.
No, maybe 94 is not too easy to see. Well, let's see if maybe if he's calculating knight here, knight takes. Maybe he's calculating this. Then we can go to d2. Maybe.
Það hlýtur nú samt að...
Still looks good. I mean, but at least 94 we can take it now.
Hvað með bara drókning?
Queen anywhere.
F5.
Yes, queen 5 maybe. Attacking the knight. If the knight moves, then e3 hangs. So let's try to protect it somehow. But then, I mean, a rook is hanging on h1 also, so... And 94. Yeah. I mean, 94 you might find other moves just look crossing as well. He played bishop e6, which was
Já,
the second best move actually, but should be enough also.
ekki mikið vera.
Nei. There was also, let's have a look at Magnus Teitsson against Sigurður Sigfússon. These guys are battling for the lead in the candidates. So Magnus Teitsson with white, let's put the names up. And white is about 2200, black is rated above 2300. Black is Feedermaster Sig Fusion.
Sig Fusion.
Sig Fusion.
Well guessed.
D4, D5. We have a Slav here. C6, knight f3, knight f6, E3, E6. Yeah, knight BT2. And Magnus Teitsson, yeah, he's a tricky player and a dangerous one.
You talk experience there.
Yeah, I almost lost to him 5 or 6 weeks ago. He also made a draw against legendary Grandmaster Friðrik Ólafsson. Are you laughing?
Legendary.
Legendary. But that's true. I mean, I'm not laughing at that. Laughing at my stupid voice. I don't know. Hey man, c4, releasing the tension in the center. Bishop e2, bishop b7.
Yeah, it is really gott set.
No, c4 might be a bit double-edged here, because it's very easy to attack these pawns later with a4 or b3. At some point, a4 happened, a6, ab, rook e8, queen e8, knight d7, knight d7, b3, attacking the pawns. Vad säger du? Rick, how are you?
Hey, is it double locked?
Yes, you have to come the other way.
That's a trap, huh?
What did you think about the final position? Let's play. If he plays Queen f7. Queen c4 was horrible blunder.
Queen g4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and Queen h6, then there's knight captures d6.
Yeah, or knight c5 maybe. He has to play Queen f7, the only move.
Yeah. But
Still better for white.
I have clear advantage.
Yeah.
I think I didn't like his d6, but of course...
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. Because then I think I have clear advantage, and but you know it's always a bit difficult to come forward.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice, you know, knight on d5, e4, but you still have to somehow go forward. But
So I thought f4 was the thing to play, and maybe exchange bishops. If I have exchanged the bishops, then probably it's just winning.
the light split bishops.
Yes.
Yeah.
So of course, but it's a very nice position to have in practice, because I was just sitting there with this English concept, you know,
Yeah.
and control of the position, not letting anything go, and then he makes small mistakes.
Yeah. Small mistake and a big mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. But probably even Queen F7, you know, I would not like to play black.
No. But he
Yeah,
can
okay.
maybe hang on.
Yes.
That's
Might be
difficult.
best, so.
Might be. Ja. Tack för det, Henrik.
Okay.
B3. 6.
Það koma hérna í viðtal.
Já,
En mæta hérna bara í viðtal eftir skák.
ég meina það gaman þess.
We'll talk to the guys. We'll maybe later in the tournament we'll force them to do some interviews.
Og við talið Helga ástætti slæmt.
Helgi, you lost.
Já, ég lék hann að riddaranum á F5, það var bara ekki, það var ekki nóg gott.
Já, kannski ekki hvernig.
Ég skal velja bara.
We don't need interviews. I can just do impressions. So Hannes, great game against Hjörvar. Yeah, it's a good game. You know. B4, you know, that's a good move. If this leg is Queen D4, what's going on here? Double attack. No focus whatsoever, man.
Því bara nánast inn á því.
Yeah, let's see. Queen D4 plus 2. Wow, bishop B2. Oh, here it's around equal. Bishop D6 already slightly weakening.
Slæmi leikur.
Then D5 strong
Hann hefur bara
move.
mist
Yeah,
þessu.
this D5 move is quite strong.
Það má náttúrulega ekki taka.
D5 quite strong. ED Queen D4. Yeah, playing quite well here. Now it's difficult to defend here for sick fusion. Rook F8. Knight G5. Knight
Hann hefur samt
B7.
mistað einhverja.
Rook D1. Yeah, let's see here. Rook D1, H6. Queen takes H6. Yeah, strong move. Knight H7 was also strong. Queen takes H6. G7.
Þarna á hann eitthvað betra. Ekki?
Hérna, white.
Nei.
He took on C4. Yeah. He takes C4. E4.
Bishop G7.
Yeah, bishop G7 looks
Hellulegur leikur.
quite strong, but he played what? E4. No, bishop F4. And
Já, ok. Þetta
yeah.
ennþá mikið.
Okay, he's plus 3. I mean, he was plus 18 against me and didn't win, so you never know.
Plus 18.
Yeah.
Þetta ekki það?
Yeah, it's position. Bishop F4.
Já, ok.
I mean, also look completely winning for white. Yeah. Hang on a minute.
Það er komin orðið.
Bishop F4. What's going on here?
Það sé þetta langt. Bishop G7. Bishop H5 líka.
Yeah.
Það ekki Bishop H5 bara.
Bishop G7, Bishop H5, up a pawn, safer king, more active
Bishop
pieces.
H5 hóta dronning E6.
Yeah, Bishop H5 has the idea of Queen E6, for instance. Yeah, this is game over. Let's see if anything happened in Link and Oliver. So, Tatsnikova against Oliver, she took on E6, but after Rook takes E6, I mean D2 is coming here, so bishop D2, then Knight E4 is gonna come. So it looks completely over. Any developments in So we know that it's like for the 15th tournament in a row. It's always Gummi with the last game. Every single round. 80 move games. It's kind of the norm. So he's always fighting. King f3, bishop f4. Yeah. So still white holds a slight edge here, but is it enough to win? That's the question.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, usually you need 2 weaknesses to win in such an ending. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, we can walk the king. Walk the white king off the board. Let's actually, I'm sorry, let's get the position on the broadcast. 92, bishop d2. So we're looking at this game. Þórhallsson, Kjartansson, Þórhallsson. Help me, help me. Bishop f4.
Já, Gummi ekki mikið fyrir að semja.
No, Gummi does not like to agree to draws. Looks like this is more or less the only game left. Okay, board 2, Einar against Héðinn is still going on, but it's just so completely drawn that I think this one is more interesting. So a quick look. 36 h5, g takes, king takes. Ah yeah, we already had this. Thought about this position. King d7, b3, knight to e6, king g4, bishop h6, king f3, bishop f4. Yeah, so it just reached the time control, so they got an extra half an hour. Fási.
Já, við erum farið.
Sjáumst. Alright. Yeah. Looks like only white can win here. This one might actually go on for a while. Oh man. Okay, no. I thought I forgot to turn on the sound. But fortunately that's not the case. Okay, so what can white do here? Okay, you can try to bring the king. The king would tend better on f6 or f7, but maybe not super important. Let's try something. Put moves on the board. Knight e to c3. Let's say black just temporizes. Bring the king. We have to keep an eye on this pawn. Okay, we brought the king, but is it really doing anything? Okay, we can force the king to f6. So how does white make progress here? If it's white to move, maybe knight b6, but then, well, okay, this guy is hanging, so let's be careful. Actually, let's go to c6. Well, then we can't attack. So already we make some progress. Let's see. Let's check from g5 instead. So right here, and we can actually keep checking. Go back to g5. Yeah. So yeah, interesting checking mechanism here to prevent the king from coming too close. So my idea with bringing the king close was to at some point make a check here and hopefully bring the king closer, but as it stands it's not really possible. I mean, let's say we go, that's white to move, let's say we go here, check. It's not a good way to triangulate. Let's go here. Yeah, then maybe here and back to e6. And once we go here, there's a check here. So hard to make any progress here. Well, there's one idea to check here, and then go to c8. So okay, now the Theseus pawn is falling, so we found an idea. We found an idea to attack the weakness. That's something that White has to watch out for. So let's see. He already played. Yeah, it makes sense to put the narrativa. So he played knight e3, and we can put this move on the board. Yeah. We should mention though that at 21 ply, the computer says it's completely equal, so it doesn't find a way through. So with best play, we probably have a draw here, but most likely nothing. Most likely nothing. Okay, I'm actually not sure we'll continue for long. The games are not really interesting. It looks like the games in the challengers are more or less decided. Well, okay, it's +2, +3, so... Okay, I'm gonna have a break, 10-15 minutes now, where we're actually eat something, and then we'll come back and wrap it up for the night. So until then, hopefully I'll see you, maybe I'll see you, if not, and I'll see you later. I mean, come on, hello. Okay, let's actually stay on this game between Kjartansson and Thorharsson. 41 knight e3 to c3. Bishop c1 was the move played. Knight jumped to d5 as predicted. Bishop g5 over right. Knight b6 check. King c6. Yeah, here I was wondering about knight c8. Has he played? No. He's thinking 22 minutes left versus 20. Close the windows a little bit. It's actually getting somewhat cold outside. So yeah, so I'm thinking knight c8. Okay, now we're attacking this guy. What to do? We can't defend it. So we can only counterattack with knight f4 or force an exchange here. Now would be slightly okay. We can actually play king g4, which I didn't fully realize. This might be a move here, because knight takes b5. There's check. Czechoslovakia. And if we try to chase it, well, we can go to c7 also. Yeah, if we go here, then we lose a piece. But of course, we go to c7 immediately. Let's say knight takes d6. Yeah, here the question is, we can simply take, and king takes, and most likely this pawn ending is winning for white. Yeah, I mean, black could try counterplay. I'm pretty certain that b takes c4 is winning, but potentially d takes c4 is also enough. My idea there is king c5, and once he goes to d4, we go to f5. Yeah, should be enough. Now the king can't move without losing the e-pawn. And we should be too late with the counterplay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 moves to queen. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's not an even race. And tempo moves here, we can go here. But okay, that's irrelevant really, but I was also wondering if we take, how's the ending? How is the ending? Well, maybe we take like this actually. But first of all, the knight can almost go back to a7 and b5, it's not going to get trapped. But now the question is if black actually gets counterplay with bishop c1, but probably not, so. Let's say king here. That's white to move here. Okay, so knight here. And knight b5. And everything's protected. I think white should have better winning chances with just a knight against the bishop, but still it's going a bit difficult. Because like here, okay, we just keep the king on d7. How do we get rid of it? We need to check on b6. Okay, bring our king to f7 maybe. Somehow. Then check on b6, otherwise this king just stays and our king can't enter. Yeah. Not so easy. Yeah. I have a feeling this should be a draw. I have a feeling this should be a draw. Yeah, Einar Hjalti and Héðinn are still playing. But it still looks completely drawn. 91. E5, knight f3, EF, EF, bishop d6, bishop c2, bishop a3, g4, bishop e6, onto f5, g takes and bishop takes. Yeah, still should be drawn. I think we can even take on f5 and that should be a draw as well. But of course black doesn't want to draw, I think. Yeah, hard for either side to make progress here. Well, if anyone can, it's white, but I don't think black will take on f5 here. So these are the only two remaining games in the Masters. Knight c8 was played, so he's going to try something there. Attack on d6. Meanwhile, in the candidates, Lenka is not immediately lost, so she has improved her position tremendously. I might now have fighting chance actually. Meanwhile, things are not looking very good for, say, Fusion on the first board in the candidates, where he is down 2 pawns and his king is quite weak. His queen is currently under attack. So let's actually have a look at that one. So it's Teitsson, Sigfússon, queen h5, queen b6, bishop to d4, queen to d6, e takes d5, 95, 94, and resignation. Yeah, it's hard to keep control over this. Knight on e5. Yeah, the problem is we move the queen anywhere. Maybe just g3. We attack this bishop. This bishop also doesn't have squares, and once the bishop moves, then this is falling. I mean, there might be something stronger, but yeah, maybe bishop c5 or something. Yeah. Staying on this diagonal, then this might be strong here. You can't take backward. You put this bishop actually, no squares. So a nice win for Magnus Teitsson, who now takes the lead in the candidates. But most likely next round he will face the rating favorite Davíð Hjartarson, who was only conceded 1 draw, so that will be quite a crucial game. Most likely Davíð with the white pieces, although yeah, it's not actually not clear. Let's see. We thought that Lenka was completely losing against Oliver Jóhannesson, and well, probably she's still much worse, but not completely losing. This is also in the challengers, and important game as well, because The challengers group is also the women's Icelandic championship. So the highest placed woman will become Icelandic champion. So left after 15, knight takes e6, rook took on e6, the rack, bishop d2. And now knight e4 was the strongest move, but king b8 was played. Okay, it's also logical. Want to unpin the knight. But now f3 starting to take control over some squares. Knight e5, queen b5, a6, queen b3, rook c8, rook c1, and here he took on c1, king takes. Aha. Here there was a powerful move, but it's hard to see. Take on f3, pawn takes, queen c back, king must move, and I would take on f3. And this guy is attacked. I mean, this is quite hard to see, so I mean, it's easier sitting on the sidelines. So we'll win a piece back and we'll be up some pawns. Instead, he played queen c7 back and king b1. And here, black is thinking. Still much better, and should play rook b6 to activate the rook. Most likely followed by knight c4 in some cases. And still white hasn't managed to, oh my goodness. Still white hasn't managed to solve her development problems, but okay. Oliver all of a sudden has to be careful here. If he doesn't take care of his pawn on d3 and white starts to unravel, then things are not so clear. And actually knight c4 seems to throw all this advantage away, because white can now take on d3 with her queen. She can take on d3 with the queen. Now she's up a pawn. If rook here, then queen takes c4. Something like this. All of a sudden white is a pawn up. Can even afford to be passive for the moment, because we're attacking f7. So, what? And if something like this, I think this should be safe. And here then c4 hangs. I don't think there's any background issues. Well, actually there are. So maybe this was his idea, something like this. King and take, and take. And well, that's actually a good idea, but even so, bishop takes f7 and white is not lost immediately. And plus, white doesn't really have to do that. I mean, we can also play bishop c1. Although that concedes a draw. No, it doesn't. A3 is protected. I thought we had this, but the queen protected. Is the queen protected? So we could actually hang our queen here, and it's a draw. Perpetual. I mean, okay. The queen isn't really hanging, but I'm just demonstrating the idea. Knight c4 happened, queen takes d3, and now b5. And now all of a sudden, white is a pawn up with the bishop pair, and all the pressure has more or less disappeared. Bishop c1 is a move that suggests itself. And then the game has completely turned around, it seems. It's like a swing of 5 or something. Okay, let's have a look again at Gumi. Gumi. What? What's so funny? Why are you laughing?
Which Gumi?
Gumi? Gumi Kjartans? Gumi? Það komið svefngal tíma hérna klukkan 8 sko.
Það bara snúið svo við.
Yeah, like us turning around. So knight c8 was played when knight f4 happened. It was like a -4, -5.
Yes, just adjusting the king, improving the king's position. Congrubiata. Looking for the
And now it still looks like a draw. Nothing much has happened here. Bishop h6. Aha. King f5. And then maybe bishop f8 probably. Yeah, bishop f8. Can't allow knight takes d6 under favorable circumstances, but still feels like a draw, but very unpleasant to play black here. For 2, just for you, I finally agreed to a draw. Finally ending this nonsense. He took king f7, knight h2, bishop e2, king e3, king g7, draw agreed. So yeah, if white wants to draw, he'll just play knight g4, then the king back and forth on whichever squares are available while protecting the pawn. Black king can't penetrate, so that draw. So this is the final game in Masters. Yeah, and if we go back to Lenka's game, e5, bishop c1, rook d6, queen c2, rook c6, bishop takes c4, rook takes c4, and queen d3. And now it just looks like white is completely safely up a pawn here. e4 at some point makes sense. Put your pawns on light squares to cooperate with the bishop. No dangers, no outpost for the black knight. And now all of a sudden white even has the better king, so looks like Lenka might win here. And she has better time also.
because of king.
Yeah, king b8 was 97. Wow.
Queen takes h4. You take all the pawns. Nothing. You have
Oh,
nothing.
3 pawns.
All the 3 pawns.
Let's see. So it looks like
She's winning.
black now is trying to get to -4, so he can turn it around, I guess. Wow.
Rook d1.
Yeah, it's
Rook d1 is very
plays it safe. Rook d1.
Queen h7.
Practical
Especially
move.
after you had your king getting mated the whole game from the fixed move in the opening, and you want to regroup for one moment.
Yes,
for one
of
moment.
course.
Move
Pieces.
14, king
Yes.
d1. Right.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Well, this opening is tricky. If you don't play d4, you don't know. You have to be careful with the move order.
Yeah.
Because black gets huge space advantage. Huge. With the pawn on d4. I have always had problems against it when I was young boy. I used to play
This
d4.
line?
Yeah, I used to play d4 and until I found fantastic lines, you know. And then my life is very easy now.
Yeah.
But before, I must say, I think I have lost 1 or 2 games badly when I was like young boy.
Yeah.
Starting chess. And finish checks, we play e3, we get bishop b4. After d4.
Yeah, this one looks completely over. So let's go back to
No.
back to Gummi.
Yeah, 94. Yeah. 96. Yeah, this is a must also.
Gummi's thinking. 10 minutes left.
You have to get the It's going to be something wrong.
Does not look like
Queen a4, I think.
much, but like I said, it's very annoying. Actually, the king is here and Gummi's thinking, but I thought he might go king f5, but okay, he might be thinking about, of course, taking on d6, and black takes on d3. Yeah. Okay, you want king f5. Now I think bishop f8 is the most solid. Wow. Yeah, I mean, white will go on for a while here, and like we said before, all the chances are on the white side with the knights, because the black bishop restricted by its own pawns and can't really attack anything. The only thing it can attack is the a3 pawn, but that's firmly defended, and if needed it could also move. So now the question is, can black hold? If black can't hold, then we have Hannes on 3.5 out of 4, followed by Henrik and possibly Gummi with 3. But if not, then Gummi will be on 2.5 along with Hjörvar. It's hard to let's put some moves on the board, I guess. Bishop f8. That's what it did, okay. He played bishop f8 just as we moved it. Filas knee's coming. No, it's not coming. Thought it was coming. So bishop f8, but What about this guy now? That's why he was calculating. That's why he. Oh, let's go here. And if we take the pawn, then what's going on? Then what's going on? I have one idea. What about this? Bishop moves. King here. No, it's not working. Plus we can always play b6. I was trying to get the king here when... okay, let's just say black plays along. This was my idea, but... Well, first of all, we can always... Once the king goes to d8, we can always just give it a check. So, king f6. That's what he played. If knight takes d3, king f7. Bishop h6. King e8. What's the idea here? What's the frequency, Kenneth? Let's see, I go here. Then I can start chopping off some pawns. King f6, we have king d7 actually. Let's go back. King f6, king d7, attacking knight, which must most likely go to b6. Okay, if I was white here, I would just start with knight b6, king c6, and just go back. Repeat once, just do it quickly, gain some time. Because Gummi is slightly behind on the clock, nothing serious, but just gain some time, you know, get 1 minute and then think about the situation. You can safely do that. Don't really see what the knight is doing on a7, but those are the only two moves, so he's thinking about it, but I really don't see any advantage of having the knight on a7. c1.
Yep.
Yeah. So Lenka won in the challengers, turned it around completely, and went from -4 to +1,000. Record number of moves. No, seriously, it's +1,000.
Yeah, that must be good.
It must be good.
I'm up 100 queens, but there are only 64 squares. Yes, but stupid computers.
Yeah, but +1,000 means made in X number of moves, I guess. King d7. Okay, finally knight b6. I didn't really understand what he was thinking about there.
Gummi.
Yay.
Knight b6 check. And we have king c6. And I would repeat here once. I would repeat once. Just to see what's up. Here the computer actually likes knight d5. And if I take, what happens? Then we can think about here, right? Here, here. and knight a7 is threatened with mate. So again, if we have a brain fart, mate. If we make luft, we bring the king. Now we're threatening king c8, so king b7, but now we can start taking pawns. Probably king d7 first is even better, and oh no, bishop f8 then. So let's take the pawn check. And black has to watch out here because could get mated somehow. So tricky position. 48, knight b6, king c6. 95 he played, playing it quite well, and he might be winning here.
Who?
Good man.
No.
Algjört suffering. Svarta að setja svona stöðu sko. Gúmi. Stafsengi hefur þröstur. Thruster.
Hvað er gert? Gummi, thrust.
Gúmi. Thruster. Computer wants to go back to d7 with the king. Then we might think about taking on f4 and simply chasing the pawn with the king. And then come back and be a pawn off. Yeah, knight takes d5 looks not too great. This could be some kind of a disgusting succession, but maybe he takes d5. Okay, king d7. But how to improve though? Why doesn't the computer want to take on d5? King d7. Okay, yeah. Okay, maybe we go here. Let's go here, and now let's reroute the knight to e4 and f6. Yeah, of course, come on. It makes sense to go here. Let us spend this tempo here. Then I guess I go here. Something like this. But if it's knight f6 winning, probably it is. Eventually you run out of moves. Even if you have tempo move here, you run out of moves. Just want to bring my king to e6. Yeah, white to move king here. Eventually you run out of moves. Let's go here, and then I take your pawn. So therefore knight takes d5 is probably completely losing because of the simple plan. So what can black do? He's still thinking. They're both down to like 7 minutes. Yeah. Thruster. Let's make it more international. Grandmaster, International Master Kjartansson against Grandmaster Þórðarson. And 95, Thruster still thinking. So knight takes d5, not working. King d7. I hadn't thought about it, but computer says knight takes f4, and then knight does c3 to stop the pawn. And let's say we go here. Let's say we go here, knight c3, f3, knight d1, bishop e7, king back, bishop here, aha, king g4, and we can always go here, stop the pawn. Bishop has to move, king here, to attack the queen square. Okay, brings the king. What did he play? King d7, okay, yeah. Let's go here, here. Maybe it's not so easy here. If you get the pawn to f2, maybe I didn't do it correctly here. Let's see, e takes f4. So good mistake in here, king d7. Knight takes f4, e takes f4. Promote this variation, so this is the correct position. Yeah, he played king f7. Main line. Let's see, now the computer thinks it's back to even-ish, but okay, let's see. If you're taking an f4, let's see, 3, 1 to f3, knight to d1, bishop e7, check, king f5, bishop h4, king g4, f2, knight f3 forced, so f6, king f3 or g3 shouldn't really matter, bishop d4, king here. Now black starts to bring his king, and now if we maneuver to win the pawn, looks like it takes too much time. G3, walking here, king, knight here, king back, yeah, and our queens and pawns drop off, so I'm not sure if the computer is right there. So king d7, king f7, bishop h6 was played.
f6.
Knight f6 check.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Go around in a couple of circles here. f6, king c6, probably king e8, bring the king closer, and after king e8, knight d5 becomes a threat, with knight a7 mate to follow. 6 minutes against 5 minutes. 6 will be made, 5 for thruster. Thruster! Thruster! Aha. Yeah, Komodo said, no, Stockfish says king e8 plus 1, every other move 0.00. Okay, now then, we had this before. Now the idea is simply knight here, and this is mate. So, yet again, demonstrating Rainford City, checkmate. So that's why we need the king on e8 to cover d7, that's the key to this mate. So what can black do? Bishop g5, then probably knight d5, b6 to get a flight square. But then we know what? I thought we had something there. Maybe we don't. Maybe just knight e7 check. But then black gets d3, and I'm not sure what's going on. So bishop g5 looks like a defense for the moment. So a nice mate threat here. Let's see if bishop g5. He finds it, but I mean, okay, we'll play knight d5 just to threaten mate, and then black has to play b6. What game are you looking at?
Your game.
Ah, okay.
There is only this game.
For Christian Patandra.
No, they are still playing.
Okay. Black trying to win. Christian.
I have not seen it.
But where it was.
It was on a demonstration board. Or was it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. 0.00. Okay, Thruster more or less has to play. Well, okay, Gumi hasn't played 95 yet, but does he have a choice?
No.
No other move makes any sense. Knight h7, it's out of play. Knight g8 doesn't do anything that knight d5 doesn't do. So I guess knight d5 will be played.
But you know that the leader of the tournament will get a buy next round.
Huh?
He's asking to get half point for next round. He's not going to.
In the challenges?
Yes.
Oh, really?
He's 4 out of 4.
Oh.
I let him shine today.
Interesting.
Very much interesting. The
Yeah.
leader of the tournament is getting half.
In the challengers, there's one guy with 4 out of 4, and he's gonna take him by. Okay. Maybe he can't make it, but maybe it's a strategical buy, so he doesn't have to
But
play.
he actually asked for the buy before.
Yeah, before
the
he knew
start
it.
of this round.
Yeah. Before we started this
Yeah,
round. Yeah, of
before
course.
he knew that he will win.
Yeah.
He will be the first.
So probably can't make it, but interesting. But I mean, either way, he's still gonna be in contention. But yeah, maybe it means. I think he would have gotten white against Kjartansson, but remains to be seen. Or maybe it's Sævar, because the colors don't fit.
Well, let me see.
No, it doesn't matter.
He has 4. I was 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Only 3 players.
And they all had white.
And they all had white. But he's not playing actually. You want to see
Yeah,
preparing if he
no,
will
I
play.
was just wondering if he had played.
Most likely he will get David Kertens. Because he's a high street.
Yeah, but then David will change colors. Probably, yeah.
Because anyway, one of them will have to change.
So it would be white
you
again.
get David there.
That's true. So 95 has been played. Okay, and b6 you have to play it, otherwise you get mated. But what to do now? I mean, d3 hangs. We can't protect it. So let's see a few moves. Knight e7 check. Bishop takes. King takes. Knight takes d3. We have to get a pawn back here, but we could counter-attack. get this pawn most likely. Jack here. And probably this is hovering around equal, and actually if anything White might have to watch out if he's not careful. So, but okay, he didn't really have a choice. I mean, after this he has to play 97, which he did. Bishop takes, king takes, black will take on d3. Oh, there's one idea that I forgot about. Knight takes d3, king d8, nice move. Oh, that's such a nice idea. Because we're threatening, okay, if knight c1, king c8, and we have another mate here, knight a7. And to avoid it, well, you can't even avoid it with d5 because we just take, and it's also mate.
You played it instantly.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you had to have seen this. So, okay, this means that the king must go to b7, but now we can take on d6 with check, which makes
White
sense.
better in this position.
Or even,
It's very strange. Why is white better?
or even king d7.
You have to play king b7, otherwise it's king c8 and knight a7, right?
Yeah,
So let's see
okay.
this,
So
this.
king b7,
Check.
d6 to check. That's still
So what's
So
gonna
king b7 is forced, and
Yeah.
it comes
Yeah.
on a4. What about a4?
a4.
I don't understand a4. King b7, a4,
Take on
knight
d6.
c1, king d7.
king d8? Such a nice idea. I mean, there are many mating ideas
This is interesting.
in this.
King b7 is forced now.
Four.
Ah, knight f4, and you want to sacrifice a piece on d5.
He's trying to trick the master of tricks, huh?
Yeah,
Yes, he
He's
is.
trying to trick the master of tricks. Isn't
Thruster well known for his tricks, so
Yeah. Even 2700s, they were not safe from
not
his
safe
tricks.
from his tricks. Yeah, Thruster has many nice tricks against strong players. Mamedjarov and others, other regular GMs, quote unquote. Um,
King d7 directly.
Yeah, I want to capture.
yeah, he's playing the best moves here, king d7.
But
A4
very
is
interesting
not-
a4, yeah. And simply to play knight b2 after it.
Aha.
Knight c1. Oh,
Oh dear, but okay, it's +1, it didn't.
True.
Knight takes
is
d6.
king d6 and then a4. Repeat.
Yeah, I mean, you play knight takes d6, what else is there? Knight c1, knight takes d6, Czechoslovakia, come on.
Yeah, right.
right.
Knight takes
King
d6 on the board.
More or less forced.
Yeah.
Will the e-pawn become
That's probably it.
so dangerous?
E-pawn. Ace of king e6.
Yeah, I understand the idea now of a4. Simply you try to stop b5 at all, any counter attack.
Mm.
Okay.
So, yeah, probably after king a6, and then a move like a4 is worth it. Otherwise, he can maybe like play a4 and king a5.
Som Fraser?
That is king.
Yeah.
Would be-
I'm still trying to
would
find
be
mates.
pity if you would have been mated
Yeah.
one night, you know?
It's still possible to play like king c7, king b. Okay, like Some random. Okay, I mean we can stop it, but. Checkmate. But black to move. And there's a choose where to put the king.
Oh, we did not play king d6. I think it's more or less forced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to simply keep protecting the b pawn.
Yeah, king is the most logical to protect the b pawn. If you play
Away
a4,
from
maybe
checks.
you get the king to a5. Maybe you support b5. So it takes some time for knight to get in some checks. But we should be getting moves fast now because
He's trying to see something.
4 minutes. 4 minutes against 3 minutes here. 3 minutes for black. 4 for white. King a6 played. Okay, but king c7 takes too long and should not
King
work.
g6 looks to be logical, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, king c7 can
Yeah, I was
find some way.
just having fun with it.
Yeah, he can take on b3.
Yeah, or maybe
Okay, king e6.
a7.
Let's be objective now.
Hmm?
King e6.
Okay, I mean, I played knight c1, so I'll take your pawn. Take your pawn. But still, the king is a bit.
I mean, you can take the b pawn, but you cannot do anything on the queen side. In a
Yeah.
way, I mean, after white takes on e5, the e pawn is
5, 6,
decisive.
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, yes.
This is very strange. The knight on d6 is completely dominating the queen side. I mean, yeah, you cannot
Do I have time? Not
I
take.
think this is the only
better.
move, maybe.
Yeah.
play knight d3 and try to hang on for a while until you can put a4
Mm-hmm.
into d4.
Yeah, maybe a4 now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is very
Now you have to
interesting.
play king
The
a7.
shot.
No, but no, just.
Played A4.
He played a4, yeah.
White. Okay.
I played a4 directly,
Instead
yeah,
of
okay.
king e6.
Yeah,
king
he
a6.
see the idea, you know. He's really playing nicely and accurately then.
Yeah, he is.
Stopping all.
I think the idea of coming with his king, advancing with his king, and he's really brave. He took on b3 directly.
Yeah, but now what? King e6
King e6.
and knight. I mean,
What about King C7?
King c7 will be met by king a7, huh?
Knight B5 check and capturing with the king on B6.
Yeah, but he can play king a6, huh?
Okay.
No, then he runs into king b8. And then the mate that Ingvar was talking about.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. If you try,
yeah.
He played
But what
King
about the other
C7.
game? Can we have a quick look on the other game? In the challenges
He
section.
played King C7.
Yeah?
He did?
Yeah,
Oh my.
King c7, yeah?
he did.
So king a7 is more or less forced.
That's forced.
Basically more or
Otherwise you
less.
lose.
Yeah.
Basically more or less.
Yeah. You get mated by one knight.
The other one, I think it's a complete draw. 0.0 every single move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they already made a draw. Yeah, okay.
Okay, they made a draw. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's finished. I can play already.
Yeah. She has the booty.
Yeah, okay. King a7 is forced. He hasn't played it, but let's just as a reminder, if any other move, we have king e8.
And that guy who is leading the tournament is getting back tomorrow.
Can't do anything. We have to move
He's asking for
knight.
the buy.
I mean, if we play
Well, he asked for the
b5,
buy
that's
before the
also a
round,
mate,
before he
right?
moves the king to e8.
So we have to move the knight, but then
Has to go with the moves.
black will wake up to this nightmare of a knight coming to c7. Checkmate. But unfortunately, yeah, okay, it's mate. Still he hasn't played king a7, but it looks absolutely forced. Thrust it down to a minute 40. Good move with 3 minutes. So they will play out the game with this time. They will only get 30 seconds for each move. King a7 has been played. So white currently down a pawn, but he's gonna capture some pawns. But then the only question is if he can win. Yeah, it looked more dangerous to me to capture the e-pawn and try and work the passed e-pawn. Because now the black king might show the action a little bit, but maybe this is also winning. Good move thinking. He's down to 230. There's always the remote possibility of one side forgetting about the clock. I mean, you always think you will not do that, but it can happen. It almost happened to me a week ago.
Indeed.
Indeed. So, I mean, but okay, that's the only chance for black to actually win the game. But you're not going to get good odds on that one at the bookies. Yeah, so now the question is how to win the b6 pawn. Do you check on c8 or do you check on b5? And then we take the pawn on b6, most likely with a king. Possibly with a knight, and then knight d7 takes e5, something like that. But then black can also counter and go for white's pawns. So tricky situation. He played knight b5 check. And again, you have to go to a8. If you go to a6, then again you run into this mate. So it goes to a8. And king takes b6. King b8 makes the most sense here. I mean, your knight is protecting both your pawns, so it's almost the only piece you can move. So king b8 makes sense. Yeah, white can play knight d6, restrict the king, and then the king must go back to the corner. And then you can improve your king. King a8, king c6. Let's see some moves like king here, king c6. And then you go for the e-pawn. Probably this is just winning. Like king here. You can't give a check. You could also go for the pawn with a knight, maybe. Yeah. And then knight takes, and then the knight can jump and take the c5 pawn as well. It's starting to look like white can win here 2 pawns, to be 2 pawns up. So I'm starting to think that this is just completely winning for white. But he didn't go knight d6, which felt the most natural. Knight c3. Both have around 2 minutes now. Okay, king c8, king c6. I like the line that we had earlier better with knight d6 and then just go for the pawns. King back to b8. That doesn't matter either way. I mean, king d6 now, and king takes e5. Yeah, black doesn't have any counterplay. Once we take the pawn on e5, we put the white king on d5, and now we're protecting all our pawns. We'll start to run with this pawn. And collect some more pawns, put a knight on e4, take on c5. So this is game over. Game over. But we'll follow it to the end. I mean, they both have very little time left, so unlikely to take more than 10-15 minutes maximum. Yeah. We went back to b6. Jättebra! Jättebra där! Okay, yeah, he's just repeating moves to gain time on the clock. 66, king c8, king c6, king b8 immediately. So yeah, that's good practice when you're down to so little time. You repeat the moves and then you get some extra minutes on the clock. Well, 1 minute actually. Now he goes for king d6. King b7, he will take on e5. Well, maybe king d5 first even. There's no rush. Yeah, yeah, you have to be careful. King takes e5, maybe king c6. Then knight d2 takes c4. I mean, you could play knight b1, but that's not something you want to do. So he might not take on e5. Yeah, he plays king d5, very, very accurate. Accurate to the end. Yeah, from here you might even reroute the knight and improve it before taking the pawn. King b6. He might, yeah, reroute the knight. And the thing with when you have the king, diagonally against a knight like this, it will take the knight 1, 2, 3 moves to give you a check. 4 moves to reach the square. 4 moves to reach the square diagonally like this for knight. 3 moves to check it, 4 to reach it. So that's how you want to line the king up if you're trying to avoid checks. Yeah, I thought he might be robbed in knight d1. Yeah, but now there are some tricks. Well, tricks. Like knight d2, and now if you want to go to g4, e3, g4, and maybe knight b1. No, I don't attempt for this because knight c3. Then we have counterplay. Yeah, he went. Thruster is not gonna miss a trick with a knight, so he goes knight d2. We come down to 30 seconds. Thruster 2 minutes 30. In positions like this, it's easier to play on the defensive side. So looks like Gummy will be the one in time trouble throughout. It says Gummy has 10 seconds now, but probably the clock was lagging because now it says 1:14. Knight b2. What about knight b1 now? Knight d1 maybe he has to repeat again. Knight d1, knight d2, knight c3 then. Gain some time on the clock. Yeah, we played 70 moves here. I'm getting tired, man. Tired. But that's okay. Tomorrow is it's a rest day for the players and spectators, for everybody. Okay, knight b1. I thought so. I don't know. I think he has to go back to. Well, knight b2 covers. Sorry. Knight b2 covers a4 and c4. So now we can just maybe take safely on e5 finally. Okay, it's a passive knight on b2, but it serves a purpose, doesn't it? King takes e5. So after 71 move, finally somebody wins some material.
So,
After 4 hours and 71 moves, somebody wants some material.
Let's see, 3. Yeah. King f5, push the pawn, makes sense. Where to go, what to do. That is a little bit stuck here out of play though. At the moment, but okay, king f5. King will approach for black. c7 or c6, not sure it matters. Goes to c6. I think we have to go e5. I think we have to go e5 here. Is there any other move? I don't see it. So he has 1 minute left. I think we should see e5. Close to immediately, if not sooner. e5. On the board. Played it. King 7. And now the game is nearing its end. It looks like White will be able to win. So this means that Gumi Kjartans moves half a point behind the leader Stefansson, along with Henrik Danielsen. And we should start thinking about who they're playing in the next round. E6, I think E6 was played. Pairings and results. Yeah, Gumi Kjartansson will be black against Helga Skretarsson. Hjörvar will play white against Henrik. And Héðinn will be white against Hannes Stefansson. Still quite possible to have some shake-ups, especially if Héðinn manages to beat Hannes with white, but yeah. It looks like Stefansson, Kjartansson and Danielsen are the early front runners to win this tournament. Knight takes a4. Can we just shepherd the pawn? King f6. King f6. And the knight is not in time, is it? I think we might have resignation just about right now. Looks like it. Black can't do anything to stop the e-pawn. The knight is too far away. And black's pawn can't do anything on the a-file, takes too long. Plus the white knight is right there to stop it. Game, set, match. So I'm just waiting for the official result. I have a feeling we will not see any further moves. So let's just quickly go over the results in this round. Board 1, Gumi Kjartansson, he's now moments away from winning against Þorsteinn Þórðarson. Einar Hjalti and Héðinn Þengirsson made a draw on board 3. Hannes Stefansson played a nice game with a pawn sacrifice against Hjörvar Grétarsson, moving into a clear lead. And on board 4, Henrik Danielsen beat Bragi Þorfinnsson when Bragi blundered horribly from a slightly worse position. And finally, board 5, Guðmundur Gíslason drew with Helgi Ás Grétarsson. Okay, we actually have another move. I wasn't expecting a move, but we played knight c3.
F2.
And the only trick is at some point trying to keep a check on e4, but we missing played knight f2, and now we can just play it as a pawn ending. We play e7, king f7, and e8 queen. Almost in order, but e8 queen is the last move. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting for an official result, but should be any second now.
Alda. Still,
Davíð og Ingvarar.
First we're down to 50 seconds. You won't find any moves because there aren't any.
Okay.
Twenty seconds. 15. 10. 8-4. Now black should play e7, which is plus 1,000.
That should be enough.
Why hasn't this game finished?
That's a very good question.
I just want to go home. Please, guys, finish. Yeah, okay. This game is over. Let's call it official. Tomorrow is rest day, so next podcast is Wednesday. So maybe I'll see you then. Official result in, so I don't have to feel bad. It's official, and we're officially out. Bye bye.